Let's face it, good bread is hard. Here's what you'll need. Strong bread flour, salt, healthy sourdough starter, a bread lamb, a knife will work too, a Dutch oven, a stand mixer, a banneton, also a Tupperware with a towel could do, and of course, vital wheat gluten. VWG, baby! Let's get started. Bread flour, 300 grams. VWG, 50 grams. And then I forgot to film adding the water, 220 grams warm water. Now take a wooden spoon or a bread whisk and mix this all together until it's nice and combined. Gonna take a window pane test on this. And yeah, that's bad. To fix that, we are going to auto lease. An auto lease is setting your flour and water mixture aside for about 20 minutes. But why? There's a lot of ways to build the gluten network of a loaf of bread. There's kneading and pulling and stretching, but honestly, the best way is just waiting. So we're going to set that in a warm place for about 20 minutes. When we take it out, we'll check the window pane. You can see it's nice and stretchy and beautiful. That's good. 60 grams sourdough starter. I already put it in because I'm an idiot. 7 grams salt. We need to mix these ingredients together in a way that doesn't break the gluten. We'll do that with a rhubarb knead, except this process is sticky and gross and also pretty hard. I mean, it's a very advanced technique. There's a lot of good videos and a lot of good information about it, but honestly, for a beginner's tutorial, which is what this is meant to be, the best thing I can recommend is just simply to not do this. Instead, buy a stand mixer. It mixes it, it doesn't break the gluten, it develops the gluten actually very, very well, and the best part is it does it the same way every time. So now that we got that all mixed together, we're gonna throw it in a proofing pan, give it a little tap, and we're gonna check the window pane on that, and look at this, folks. It's fantastic. This stretching and this elasticity is exactly what we're looking for. So we're gonna go into the microwave. And if you have a nice bowl that's exactly the right size, you can cover it with that. Otherwise, use a towel or, plastic wrap. So an hour has passed. We're gonna check the window pane again, and wow, that is great. Right, and that's the idea. Just stretch it and fold it, and stretch it and fold it, and stretch it and fold it. This usually takes 3 hours, but depending on where you live, it could take 4. So you kind of have to make a few of these and learn your area. We're left with this beautifully risen dough. We're gonna flour our countertop. We're going to dump our risen and stretched dough onto the floured countertop. And then we're gonna do our best to shove that flour under our dough. We wanna get the bottom of our dough nice and floured, but no excess flour. Okay, now with a gentle hand, we're going to try and stretch this guy into a rectangle. And I've left all this in because it is nice to be able to see somebody else do this. I'm not the best at it. There's awesome videos of bakers doing this in like 20 seconds, and they have these awesome techniques. I just kind of stretch it into a rectangle. Nice beginner-friendly technique here. And once you get that stretched into a rectangle like this, we're gonna take one of the sides and fold it in to the middle, and the other side just on top, like you're folding a piece of paper into thirds. Imagine like that. Then we're gonna grab it from the top here, and we're gonna start rolling it down and tucking it as we roll, and pushing and tucking as we roll. What this is gonna do is develop the tension in the skin, which is what we need for a beautiful rise on our dough. Pushing the ends here and pinch off the seams, pop any big bubbles that you see. And there you go. Now we're gonna dust our Banneton down. I use brown rice flour. It works a little better than normal flour for me. Pick our little dough ball up into the Banneton. And then we're gonna cover that up with, I use a Publix bag. And into the fridge overnight. Let's get back to it. Turn your oven on to 440. Throw the Dutch oven into preheat. Grab some parchment paper. Get your bread out of the fridge. Great sound, great sound. Rip yourself off a good-sized piece of parchment paper. Dump your dough out onto your parchment paper. Brush any rice flour off. And then we're gonna dust this loaf down with all-purpose flour. Just make sure you get the whole thing covered. This is what gives that bread that nice contrasted look. And then we're gonna score this guy. Into the oven to bake for 25 minutes. And then we pull it out and look at this beauty. Now we're gonna brown it. So I like to brown on my lid. I think it helps the heat get down around the sides without burning the bottom too bad. So what I do is I cool my lid off in the sink with some water. Then I throw my bread onto my lid. And then I throw my lid into my oven. 10 to 15 minutes later, we have a nice browned loaf, and this is our final product, guys. The hard part, wait an hour. This makes a huge difference in the final texture of your bread. And now, let's cut into this. Wow, that came out really good. I'm gonna give this a little taste test, so I'm gonna cut a piece off here. If you like this bread tutorial, make sure to subscribe and drop a like. Tune in for my next tutorials. Check out my TikTok and my Instagram. And yeah, here's the taste test. Let's see. Oh my god, that's so good. It's so chewy. It really turned out good.